Hello. Here we are on day two of the video challenge that I mentioned in the yesterday's day one video, and about me stepping up and into a bigger platform and expressing myself from my heart. In yesterday's video I talked about one of the reasons why, and it is not just to help the people now, because there's a lot of people in need, but it's also looking at how I can help and make the world a better place for the next generation. And after I rewatched my video, it reminded me of, which is actually on my business logo, of the words of Rumi. Yesterday I was clever and I wanted to change the world, and today I am wise and I'm changing myself. So last night I reflected back on that drive and that I guess impulsion inside myself to be of service and to make a difference. Then I dropped down deeper, and then which I have done quite often, and it does come back to my childhood and the challenges around that, from a violent, abusive, not all the time, there I did learn a lot of good things, but it was quite challenging, and it did set some patterns in my life. So I kind of learned a lot of things through, whether you call it the school of hard knocks, or just having the experience of what a lot of people are going through. And not everyone has an abusive, traumatic life, but at the moment it is quite challenging for people. And along the way I've learned a lot of ways to cope, rather than the way that I used to cope, which wasn't really beneficial. So what really helped me was being a chef, and that sort of got me out of the hood, and I got to travel around the world with it, and that allowed me, that real me, to start coming out in my true nature. So in a lot of ways I was the go-to person in organizations, in the kitchens, that happy, vibrant person that I always seem to be, but I'm a caring person. So I'd always sort of see the underdog in that, and I'd always be helping people around whenever I could. Then at one stage in my career I started to realize that I was working my butt off, making a lot of money for other people. And so I went into some businesses, very successful businesses, until life circumstances came along, and one was very successful business up in Auckland with a catering business, and then the stock market crash happened and kind of wiped things out there for a while. And then I was in Vanuatu and I had a bit of a catering empire there, and that got wiped out during the civil riots. So whilst my business knowledge and my drive has been successful, circumstances that I used to see as external were unfolding. Then I started to look at why is this kind of happening to me, and that's where my return back to spirituality, that heart-based living. So I stopped the catering business I was in and spent a good 6 months just in retreat. It was quite amazing because I'd been at that time quite stressed out, so when I let go I was wearing all these bright colours, hippie, and yeah, I had hair in those days, so you know, dancing with the fairies, and that was a very healing time for me. But then coming back into life that, you know, I didn't really want to, but I learnt about balancing myself between you know, dancing in the light and playing within the human story. So where's this all going? Well, basically I started looking through food, um, how the food was impacting not only myself but the people around me. So I started to get into natural food medicine and learning a lot more about that. I became a vegetarian. Um, have nothing against meat. It was just the meat in the commercial sector was quite commercialized, and it didn't come from a place of integrity. Anyway, so that began my journey as a chef with integrity, looking for health and well-being. I started to see a lot of stress in the hospitality trade, and that was inside myself as well. So I started working more at the corporate level and mentoring in businesses and changing the cultures around. I started to do a lot of that personal development work outside of that as well. So my main job was still within hospitality, doing mentoring and business culture, workplace cultures, and helping business to succeed. Once they really put in that heart-based focus on the staff and their well-being, then things turned around and the profit went up. So I had a few success stories there.